in Congress, I was challenged. My very existence on Capitol Hill as a member of Congress represented by the people to represent then all of you was challenged. And the district was dismantled in 1996 as a so-called racial gerrymander. But really what they were trying to get rid of was the opportunity for the people to have authentic voices walking the most powerful halls in our country, asking tough questions for folks who can't answer them. So now we survived the challenge of the redistricting where the district was dismantled and all of that went all the way up to the Supreme Court and all of that. But what we couldn't survive was the wrath of asking a simple question: what did the administration know and when did it know it? That engendered the kind of wrath that I have almost never seen in my life. One time, I was in Decatur, Alabama, facing down the Klan in their full regalia and their guns, because we were trying to save the life of a young black male who was retarded, mentally retarded, and he had been accused of raping a white woman. And that was like my introduction to hate. I had never seen that before. But what I experienced in 2002 in my campaign, just for asking a simple question, was just as virulent, not nearly as potentially violent, but certainly as virulent as that. And then I got kicked out of Congress, as you very well know. But what the administration failed to do to protect the people on September 11th is an impeachable offense. Amen. Filed the articles of impeachment then was because my mother begged me not to. I mean, you know, we're coming off of, you know, all these things happening in my district and with the Klan and everything. So it was a tough time. And my mom was saying, you know, they'll kill you if you do this. Don't do that. And so I didn't do it. But there was the closing comment, was a quotation from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he said, there comes a time when silence is betrayal. So, in 2004, when I decided to run again, 2005, I get sworn in and immediately go back to my old, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, you know? And so the corporate press were trying to say, oh, Cynthia's changed, she's changed, and therefore she's not going to be like she used to be. And the darn first thing I went there and did was held the 911 congressional briefing. The tricks of what they played on the American people. And then, of course, after the events of 2005, 2006, I got kicked out again. But this time, I wasn't going to leave silently. And therefore, I did file those articles of impeachment. And maybe if we had begun the conversation in 2002, we would not have had those people in place in 2005 to ignore the survivors of Hurricanes Katrina and Rita. Although I don't know what the alternative is. 6 for peace, and we got more war. They voted for a budget that satisfies human needs, we got more corporate greed. And everything, they voted for a return to our Bill of Rights, our Constitution. And they got aiding and abetting in committing offenses against the American people. That's what the Democratic majority in Congress has given us. So the only thing that I can say is that the 911 Truth Movement is as critical to the future course of our country and global politics as it is important for us to know what happened in November of 1963, and again in 65, and again in 68, 2 times in 68, when they got Dr. King, and then they got Bobby Kennedy. And they want us all to forget. They want the memories of what our country could have been to be forgotten. And they want to erase that. Even in the minds of young people. When I first got elected, period, my father told me politics was a man's world. But that I should learn that everybody puts their pants on the same way. So therefore, there was no fear, no adulation, no false sense of awe when these people walked into the room, because at the end of the day, they put their pants on just like we do. The people who are doing this with impunity, let the message go forth that the impunity must end. And if our elected representatives refuse to impose impunity on those who would break the law and break the public trust, then we have to impose it. We have to do that. We fire them. We run for office. We support challengers. And we support those who are trying to make a three-peat. Ain't nothing wrong with a three-peat. So I would just conclude by saying thank you for being here tonight to learn the truth. Everything we've been told is a lie. I went to the FBI.gov website because, you know, they told us Al-Qaeda did this and it was Osama bin Laden. But on the FBI website, they don't have Osama bin Laden down as having been complicit in any way or responsible for what happened on September 11th. I think the accumulation of facts and information is very clear, and that is that these guys, well, not just Cheney. It's not just Cheney, it's the whole apparatus of government. And we have to take it back. So I know we got questions for the experts who are here. And I'm not really an expert, I'm just like you. I'm just somebody who is not going to swallow a line from somebody because they happen to have a position. They got to tell me the truth.